Yeah, simply ball dropping. What's up, family? K-Sap, we up, ain't no stopping. I'm simply ball dropping like it's New Year's Eve, making you haters believe I'm the MVP. Ask Mr. V and R&B, they do all sports, whether it's on the field or the court, from the arena to the ring. What? You want to swing? I rope a dope like the one on this boxing thing. That's a punchline. I'm the greatest of all times. Got something on your mind? Hit us up on the line for that round table talk. Ask B Hunt and Sheena and K-Sap 2 for their views on our dudes. Marriage Chronicles for you lovers. Oh, I'm married to the game. The championships, the only time I want to ring. K-Sap, the man behind the mic. Check 1, 2. It ain't a rap until I say it's a rap. Just fall through. Pull up the hottest pod smoking. Yeah, I got you open. This freestyle brought to you by James Ford. Paid promotion. Yeah. Simple ball dropping. You know what time it is. Pull up. Chop it up with your family, man. K-Sap, what up?
Another one. And now, your host of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, the man behind the mic, K-Sap.
Yo, what up? Welcome to another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. Man, I want to appreciate everybody that's supporting the channel, appreciate everybody that's following the podcast. Once you come in the stream, please like, comment, and subscribe. I see all your comments down in the comments section. Appreciate you being in the comments. Hashtag salute. Today's show, man, it's the end of an era. Everybody been talking about Shannon Sharpe leaving undisputed on FS1. It's a lot to uncover. It's a lot to unpack. It's a lot of things that have been going on that show. It's a heated debate show, and Skip and Shannon be having some heated debates. A great debate show. Basically, they really never really agree on anything, and that's what makes it so interesting about that show, because it's a heated debate and it's crazy. A lot of reports out there saying this is the reason why Shannon's leaving, but reportedly Fox and Shannon Sharpe have reached a buyout agreement. His last show will be after the NBA Finals, and he will part ways with FS1. I don't know what he has in the mix. There's a lot of rumors out there in the rumor mill that he might, team up with Stephen A. Smith on First Take. A lot of people saying they would love to have Stephen A. Smith, Big Perk, and Shannon Sharpe with their own show. Like I said, it's a lot to unpack. But a lot of people said recent reports is the last straw was when he responded to Kwame Brown, when Kwame Brown made his takes on, LeBron James when the Lakers got swept against Denver, and him and Kwame Brown was going back and forth. But you got to understand something with Skip and Shannon. It's a lot of debates, a lot of heated discussions, but Shannon's been professional, man. We don't know what their relationship is between Skip and Shannon, but on camera and on TV, it looks like they have a genuine friendship. But a lot of people said that's just Shannon, being professional because he works with FS1. But there's a lot of takes and a lot of discussions that they have on the show that it gets heated and they go at each other. And sometimes Skip borderline disrespect Shannon a lot. And a lot of people on the outside looking in saying that, Skip is really doing Shannon a disservice. There's a lot of clips out there with the incident that happened that I think that this was where it all started, was on 12/12 of 22 when Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless was talking football, and they was talking about Tom Brady. And when that show aired, Shannon basically was talking about at that particular time that Tom Brady was playing poorly. And Skip came to Tom Brady's defense and it got ugly. Let's take a look at that clip on how it all played out. Wow. And that was the show that I think that started the domino effect because Skip was out of pocket. Shannon basically was saying that Brady was playing badly at that particular time. And, Skip went on his little rant. And I've always said about Skip Bayless, sometimes he gets away with a lot of things, and, the production and the staff at FS1 really doesn't put him in check. And sometimes he double downs on a lot of things that he says. In this particular case, it just got out of hand. And I think that was a snowball effect, because if you recently was paying attention to football when the Monday night game and the Damar Hamlin situation happened, and Skip was live tweeting when that game was going on, Skip said some things that a lot of people took exception to, but a lot of people said that they didn't see nothing wrong in the tweet. And then that next day, the show came on, and, Shannon was visibly absent from that show because he had to take time away because of the situation. And I think he took time away because of some of the things that Skip had tweeted. And Shannon wanted Skip to, publicly apologize for what he said, but Skip didn't back down. He didn't want to do that. And I think that's another incident that, takes place, that Shannon, had a disagreement with him. And, it was some things said that Shannon said when he came back on the show, when he said his, the reason why he was away, that he had to take some time, to grasp the situation on what happened to Damar Hamlin, and then sensitive tweet that Skip sent out. And he said that people at Fox wanted Skip to apologize, but Skip, he was in denial. He said nobody never said that. So I think that was another incident that, like I said, it's a snowball effect. And it's at the end of the road. And, things that Skip said, like I said, Shannon's been professional about the whole situation being on, Undisputed. The thing about what Shannon got going for himself is, over the years, he has took time to, familiarize himself with the topics that they cover. And I've always said with Shannon Sharpe, a lot of people say that Shannon Sharpe is a LeBron fanboy, but sometimes you got to look at it. Shannon speaks facts. I mean, he puts the meats with the potatoes and he puts it all together and he stirs it up and it comes out eloquently. He speaks highly of LeBron, but he speaks the facts behind it. And Skip has exception to that, of some of the stuff that he says about LeBron. Him and Skip go back and forth. So if you recently was paying attention in the news, him and Kwame Brown went back and forth. Like I said, when I opened up the show, him and Kwame Brown went back and forth with a heated exchange. And Kwame Brown said, "How you going to invalidate my opinion? I was the #1 draft pick." And then, Shannon on the show Undisputed the next day, that came up. That was a topic of discussion. And basically Shannon said that Kwame Brown was on the Mount Rushmore of all-time busts. His face is up there. But if you notice, when, Kwame Brown really hit the news a year back, when it all came about, and when Kwame Brown was telling people you're going to get some of this mama's cooking, and he was going at everybody, and, Shannon Sharpe really defended him and said that the guy wasn't a bust. And if you really look at it, when you use the word bust, they use it in different formalities. Because for a guy being a bust, man, he did serve 12 years in the NBA. I mean, he played 12 years in the NBA. There's other guys like Darko Milicic that played like 2 or 3 years and was out of the NBA. I mean, you look at some of the guys that, came out that was, top round draft picks, like Greg Oden. I don't call him a bust. That was injury riddled. You go back to '84 when, Sam Perkins was drafted above, Michael Jordan, but he fractured his tibia. Injuries played a part in that. But Darko, he wasn't injured. He was just one of them guys that was picked above Carmelo in that 2003 draft class with LeBron and D Wade and Carmelo. It's just, a lot of guys that came out, that had high hopes in the NBA just never panned out. You look at the Alaskan assassin Trajan Langdon, just never panned out. But, basically what I'm trying to say is, Shannon really came to Kwame's, Brown's defense, saying that he wasn't a bust, it just wasn't his time. He just didn't pan out, but he didn't label him as a bust. He came to his defense. Now, for Kwame Brown to come back at Shannon saying the things that he said, it's like, big tongue dummy and stuff like that. And, ain't no first downs in basketball. You're just a guest in this basketball thing. But if you know, Shannon Sharpe has done his research over the years, man. So when he does talk basketball, he makes a lot of sense, man. So he's familiarized himself with the sport of basketball. And, he has a leg up on Skip and everybody in the football realm, when it comes to football, everything. If you notice in football, the only thing that Skip really gets on Shannon about is Tom Brady. But majority of things they kind of agree on. But it's like I said, Shannon's been real professional about everything he has done with Fox Sports. But there's been video surfaces that he's been spotted with Stephen A. Smith. I don't know what he has up his sleeve, but, I don't know where Skip Bayless is going to go from here. Like I always said, the topic of a LeBron James has kept Skip Bayless relevant. You know what I'm saying? Over the years, he's made a lot of content about LeBron James, man. It's starting from his cold pizza days. I mean, this guy is just everything that LeBron does, a tweet or anything like that, it's got to be a topic of discussion. And you've noticed Skip always opens it up. So it makes for a great show because Skip keeps LeBron in the headlines. Anything LeBron does, Skip want to talk about it. But, it is what it is. But with this show, Undisputed, man, sometimes it's just the end of an era, man. And I just think them two clashed heads, man. Professional as Shannon Sharpe has been over the years with Skip, even when the COVID reached, when they was outside of, the workspace and they were still doing the show. And then when they got back, in the studio, it was the fist bump, but they really wasn't touching hands. I just think that Shannon was being professional. But like I said, with some of the clips and a lot of things that people talk about Shannon and Skip, I just didn't see that relationship being outside of the workplace relationship, man. I just think that the relationship was inside the workplace. It was inside the workplace, both guys being professional, but it's a lot of heated topics and a lot of heated discussions. And it's been reports that after the show, them guys, really wasn't talking to each other because of some of the topics that they covered and the heated debate. And I've always said, I'm going to say this again, Skip is borderline, man. He's borderline, throws a lot of low blows, and a lot of people don't check him for it. But I think Shannon has put Skip in his place a couple times. If you notice the clip that we looked at, like Skip was fumbling and bumbling when Shannon was saying what he had to say. You know what I'm saying? And at the end, he said, because I'm going to have at you. I just think that was the clip where it all started. And I think things was getting sour. And, sometimes Shannon really didn't even want to show up at the workplace. There's been reports out there that Shannon, is having a hard time, coming into work, being a professional, but he's did it. He's fooled us all. But like I said, I've seen the writing on the wall, man. I knew this was going to come to a head because it was when the DeMar Hamlin situation, went down and things that Skip said, a lot of people was tweeting that, Shannon's going to leave, FS1 and Undisputed because the next day he didn't show up for work. And a lot of people was like, I told you, man, Shannon's had enough. And I think Shannon's had enough. I mean, it's safe to say, anybody, you do your research, you listen to the media, everybody's on their phone, Twitter, the reports come out. So in this case, they can't hide it, man. I just think that, Shannon Sharpe was being professional, man. He's being professional with everything he does, man. Kudos to Shannon Sharpe, man. And I wish him well on his next endeavors. But, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man, because, that show, man, with Undisputed, man, when Shannon Sharpe first was on Undisputed, man, I used to watch Undisputed, faithfully, man. But over the years, I stopped watching it. I just watched the YouTube clips of it and things like that. But I never would turn it on and look at it on the television. I'd catch it on YouTube, the clips that I wanted to see. But sometimes, just listening to Skip Bayless, I just can't deal with it. But, it is what it is, man. But hopefully, we'll see what Shannon got in store. But, it's the end of a road, man. And like I said, after the finals, man, it's going to be Undisputed without Uncle Shay. Uncle Shay really been focusing on his podcast, man. He just recently reached 1 million subscribers, got his plaque, and he was proud of that, man. And, kudos to Uncle Shay, man, on his Le Portier drink. I want to get my hands on some of that, man. So Uncle Shay, man, if you're looking at the show, man, and you come across this show, man, I need to get some, man. It's been a pleasure, man, watching you on Undisputed, man. I mean, you talk a lot of knowledgeable things, man, and, keep doing what you're doing, man. Don't worry about what people say about you being a fanboy for LeBron. There's a lot of people out there that support LeBron, and you just you have the media outlet and the platform to, make a stance against the haters and, the people, the naysayers that say things about LeBron. But, I know you don't always draw up the show to always talk about LeBron. It's your counterpart, Skip, that wants to talk about it. So when you start talking about it, all you doing is, defending him, you know what I'm saying? And you're saying, saying things that you see. But, it is what it is. But I've always said, man, that when y'all two started the show together, man, it was kind of an odd couple. I know Rob Parker and Chris Bouchard got the podcast called The Odd Couple, but you guys are really the odd couple. But it's been a great run for you, Shannon, man. Hope that you partnered up with Stephen A, man. Stephen A needs some flavor like that, man. So we're going to see what it pans out to be. But, it is what it is, man. And, I wish you the best, man. Salute. Drum roll, please. Yeah. But I knew it was going to be end of the road, man. So like I said, everybody that's down in the, the comments, man, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me what y'all think was the straw that broke the camel's back for, Fox Sports 1 and Undisputed to part ways with Shannon Sharpe. When you have stuff that comes out that says, they reached a buyout agreement, we want to know, is that something that Shannon went to the, the head and say, hey, I want to be bought out of this contract. Can we reach a buyout? That's just like in the NBA when these guys get traded and they go to these teams and them teams don't want them. They request a buyout. So I want to see if it was mutual, see if anything else broke. But, there's all kinds of speculations out there on the reason why he's leaving. But I think the reason why he's leaving, he just can't, deal with Skip Bayless no more. It's too many shows that it's been a heated discussion and, Shannon's been professional about the whole thing, but it's a lot of things that only a man can take from another man. The disrespect. I just think, Skip was real disrespectful on that show at some times when, Shannon is trying to make a point, cutting him off and saying things. And like I said, Shannon's been professional. But y'all leave a comment down in the comment section, man. I reply to all comments, man. And that's going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms. This episode is sponsored by True Choice Insurance. Here at True Choice, we take a different philosophy when it comes to providing you with your insurance options. We emphasize the value of the products we offer, instead of playing on the fear of you not being protected in your time of need. True Choice is affiliated with more than 60 insurance companies. This makes us one of the most independent agencies in the state of Texas. Please visit TrueChoiceInsurance.com for all your insurance needs.